Good morning. I was wanting to do something for the full moon like I always do, but for some reason, the full moon in Capricorn hit me like in an emotional ton of bricks. I woke up the morning of the 10th grieving for someone who had been passed for 20 years, but it felt as if it had just happened. Um, and it was from dream to waking up and feeling that loss in real time. And it was just obviously was overwhelming because I was confused. And then once I realized that the passing had been over 20 years, the reality hit and I was able to come back. But it took me a little bit. But that emotional roller coaster kind of stayed on through the day. So any little thing that happened, it it set me right back off. So this was definitely an emotional roller coaster for me. So if it was the same for you, I'm sorry. I feel you. But it was neat. It taught me that this is definitely a time for release, right? There are things happening that you need to grieve correctly and you need to allow them to let go. Now, with death and those who are close to you or were very close to you, the, they never really leave you. So moments will, I feel, always be there. But I think in this instant, it's like it had to become the feeling of grief needed to be right there because there are things that are changing so rapidly without, that we're not aware of, that that feeling had to be felt because there is a moment of, or there will be a moment, possibly not going to happen like that again, but this sudden change. So the grief process has to be started now because you need to make ready and allow to what is coming in. And it took me a couple of days to just recover from that as if it was actual grief. So working was interesting. Anyway, but I just kind of wanted, if it hits you like that, then maybe I'm not alone. Maybe that was just for me, but I feel like mentioning it because it's still with me, right? That process is still with me, so it's things that I'm continually need to realize now, and especially it's a good time as we're going into the waning part of the moon phase of that time of release, of that time of letting go, to bring in the next phases of what is meant for you. And it's perfect. I don't look at the bottom. The perfect is because there's this stillness. This is the time to go within. It's the reflecting pool. She's a beautiful woman, but she's looking in the water and she sees a swan. And it reminds me of the story of the ugly duckling. She doesn't see her true worth. But this stillness, it's a time to take reflection. And the purple in the background, it's very crown chakra, very third eye. It's reflecting on the spiritual aspect to help you, right? Whenever grief is, it's usually rooted in the root chakra, in the earth. But this is very to be still with your thoughts, with spirit, with your mind, to help you move forward, because this is a big change that's coming in, obviously with the grief that I felt, because that passing was someone. Hi. Interesting. She came back out. So this is a very important message. Time to be still. Time to reflect on what truly matters, right? And realize your worth and focus. Hey. Focus on what is important. focus on you. This is very much a time of you, knowing your worth. And the colors are perfectly matched. The purples, the greens, the whites, the darkness. This is a very much shadow work time, introspection time, working on you, figuring out where you need to release, what is leaving, so that you can grieve it appropriately. And then, I don't want to say make room, because grief, it's always going to be there, but it'll eventually make room for something else, if that makes sense. Deep freeze. There's that water. There's that stillness. There's that not moving. That deep freeze. This is definitely a time of isolation, of deep reflection, of contentment. That's too many. That's too many, but that's okay. Yeah. So what I find interesting about these is that you go from that deep freeze where it's ice and stillness and that the lion is almost frozen, to spring with the gentle gardener. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. These fairies are sitting on their eggs and is being watched over by Mother Earth. Right? Things are coming to fruition. So I feel this giving me that once you have done the introspection, once you have done the inner healing, then you will be able to be ready for what is coming next. This is the spring after the deep thaw, where new life comes in, where the blessings start to form. And you've got the wishing well. Same kind of feel. It's almost like there's a trunk with gold and masks kind of erupting out of this trunk or stone. It almost kind of gives me a be careful what you wish for, and it's only, the reason I say that, it's by her posture. While material wealth and affluence are, be careful what you wish for. This is that not all things, it's not all that glitters is gold kind of feel to it, but it still kind of gives the vibe of what you are wishing for is coming in. It just may not be exactly what you think. So if you're saying something, saying your prayers, saying your affirmations, be specific on what your wording is. I don't know why that's coming in, but it's coming in that way. Just be very specific, because if it's left vague, it will come in just not the way that you're wanting it. So it may be extra, too much attention, and it gets taken away. Just be careful with your words. And then the next one is movement. Got an ostrich with a whole nother world on his back. And a hot air umbrella. And he's moving from this dry, arid, desolate landscape into fields of green, it feels to me. It's an open pasture, and I love that. I have horses. So this, to me, it feels like it's moving from where there was no growth, nothing could grow there, into new areas of opportunities, new life, new beginnings. And with that windmill, with water, and the forest, and the hot air balloon is seeing things from a different perspective, but also still moving at the same time. You're not hung like the hangman, where he's still, where he can see things from a higher perspective. You're seeing things from a higher perspective and moving forward at the same time. And the same thing with the ostrich. He is moving this to this location. Not only is he moving from this desolate area into the pasture lands, I want to say, of abundance, but he's also moving his world. This is his world as he knows it, and he's just carrying it with him. Interesting. I'm not familiar, I don't use this oracle very much, so I'm just kind of listening to the messages that come in. And I've never gotten that card, so it's really interesting. At the bottom of this one is attachment. Yeah. This kind of feels with that wishing well. Be careful what you're attached to. Because I don't know if you can see it. She's holding the mask in front of her, and her hand is chained. But it's not actually, the only thing that's holding that chain is a spider web. Alright? The spider web is right here holding the chain. And that's it. Because this chain is hanging down. I'm sorry, this chain is hanging down, so it's not that one. These chains are hanging straight down. This chain is stopped about here, about the candle. And this spider web is the only thing that's holding it. So she is holding the attachment by her own will. She is only there because she is choosing to be. And she's holding up that mask, and I find it interesting because this also had a mask right here. What face are you holding for yourself, or what face are you holding to the outside, to the people around you, to your community? That's what it's given me, right? So that's the bottom message. Once you let that attachment go and free yourself, because you have the power to free yourself. All you got to do is move your arm and be done, and you're free. Yay! Woman holding a heart. This is someone who follows her passions, and she is lavishly rewarded for it. Kind of gives me Hunger Games. Nope, not Cressida. I can't remember her name. But the announcer. I really wish I could remember her. It'll come to me. Regardless, she is lavish in her adornment. But it's what she's holding is what is most important to her, right? Her heart, and following her heart. And the blessings that come with following your passions in life. She's holding it out as her trophy. She's not looking at it almost as if it's too much, but it's still her prized possession is her heart. Victory and success. Whatever it is that you're working on after that, all that hard work, all the shadow work, all the introspection, the going within, once all that's done, however long that it takes, that victory is yours. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. That gently just glided on out. Page of Pentacles. I like how we don't see his face because we don't know what he's thinking, but you can see what he's going after. This cornucopia is empty, but it is ready to be filled. You can fill it with the flowers right here. You can fill it with the prosperity that he's going after. And you can fill it with whatever gemstones he gets from the mountains. All I know is that he is ready, or he's letting you know, because the pages are always messengers for me. He is letting you know that the financial or the material, material success that you've been working hard and working for is coming in. And it's because of your love and dedication. That's where that rose comes in. And here is that Fool. It's time to go. Begin the hard journey. And it always starts hard, right? You have to take one foot and put it in front of the other to keep going. And the hard part of it is not knowing where you're going to end up. You have a destination in mind, but you don't know how you're going to get there. But the fact that you're choosing to take that step and go, that is the most important step you will ever take. And it leads to financial freedom. This is an interesting card with the Ace of Cups, Ace of Coins. This side is the banks, stocks, bonds, security. This side is like the stability of land, right? That land won't ever go. You know, it constantly changes, evolves, and grows and dies like with the seasons. But this land, it also has its rewards too. But in this one, this is the safety and stability of putting it in something else that will help it grow. All right, so the money itself is growing. You're not putting the money into something else that grows. This is where the money grows for itself. And that's good too. Either way, it's a blessing. And I always say aces are they are the new beginnings, but they're because you don't see this hand, you don't know where this hand is coming from. To me, this hand is always divine bringing in. When I don't see the source of where something is coming in, it's always divine to me. It's always been the way. Like the Four of Cups, you don't see the hand that's coming out. It's usually coming out of the clouds with the Lenormand. The Rider-Waite. It's from divine to me, so it's always meant from divine. But the biggest message that's clarifying everything is the Nine of Cups. Nine of Coins. I don't know why I'm doing that. This is still wish fulfillment, but this is luxury and wealth. This is, where was she? I don't know where she was. Oh, okay. There's that luxury, that wealth. But she's found her peace. Right? She's stable, she's secure, she can get whatever she wants. And I love that her dress, it's simple. It's so simple and it's elegant. And it's not adorned with all this crazy. I'm not fashion, obviously. I wear t-shirts and blue jeans, so I'm not big into fashion. But it's still to me very simple and very elegant for her. But her wealth is what's around her. She's got her animals. She's got the bunny, which is very prosperous. It continually grows. She's got the dove, which is peace. She's got all this land. And that is her wealth and security and stability. So she can live the life that she truly wants to. And on the bottom is you just got to go get it. That's the most important message, is you have to go get it. You have to get up. Stop wishing and daydreaming and focusing. That time is done. Once you can do the work. Because you got to do the work still. Before you can step out on that fool's journey, you have to be ready to make that journey. And if you're still grieving, if you're still hurting, if you're still in that place where you're not ready to go, then don't go. There's no point in making the journey in life towards whatever it is you desire if you're not ready to do it. Your time is coming. Everything is coming together for you, but you must meet the universe halfway. Hold only a bright and happy version of yourself with successful outcomes, and don't allow your fears or insecurities to stand in your way. This is it. I'm going to put it up. I'm going to have it right there. But this is it. This is the message, right? You have to do the work on yourself. You have to put in the effort and meet the universe halfway. And by doing that is to start the healing process, start the grieving process, so that you can be ready. The reason some people have walked away from you for no reason has nothing to do with you. I'm going to say that one more time because somebody needs to hear this. The reason some people have walked away from you for no reason has nothing to do with you. They have been removed from your life because the universe is taking you next. They have already served their purpose in your life. Let them go and keep moving. Greater is coming. It's kind of like the old people are a part of a tree, and I'm going to butcher this, I know, but some people are like leaves. They fall with the season. Some people are like branches. They stay, they seem firm, but if you lean on them too much, they will break. And then other people are like roots. They will stay with you and hold you up and lift you up and encourage you. So when people that you have met and you think that they are going to be around for a while and they leave, that's okay to grieve too. But they were meant to. You were meant to learn something from them, or they were meant to learn something from you. That's how I truly believe that. You were meant to learn from someone if they aren't meant to stay. Now it's your choice to figure out what the lesson is or not. But even if it hurts that you think that they're going to stick around be a root for you, and they're only a leaf or even a branch, be grateful for the lessons that they came, because they weren't meant to stay. I know it's a long message, but it felt like it had to be said. And I do have one more thing. I planted a tree a couple days ago, and what's funny is this tree has been sitting in a pot. In a pot we bought it 2 years ago, and that tree has hung on. And I finally just, because we wanted to put it in one place and that didn't work, we just kept putting it off, and I finally planted it. And I was so worried that I was too late. And it looked like it was just too late, and my efforts were fruitless. There was no point for me doing that. But it's been almost a week, and it actually looks like it's thriving. So the message is that even though something might have waited for so long and you finally took the time and effort and poured all your sweat into it, give it time. Because at first it may just not look like it's going to go anywhere. It may just flop. It feels like it. But give it time and be patient. And you might see that it will work out in the end. And even if that tree doesn't make it, I still made the effort. I still tried to keep it going. It should have been done a whole lot sooner. Yep. But at least I gave it the effort and I gave it a try. So that's another message too. And they wanted me to say that. So don't give up. Don't give up. Grieve. Allow that grief to come in, but don't give up. Many blessings.